Everyone, I am Aruna, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology, SNS College of Technology. Today we're going to see about the functional dependencies. Before watching this video, please watch my previous video. In that video, I detailedly explained about the normal form and dependencies and various types of dependencies. If you have understand that only, then only we can able to see whether the tuples is functionally dependent or not. That you can able to understand. So now we're going to see about the functional dependencies. We know that dependency is nothing but the relationship between the two attributes in a relation or a table. For example, if we are considering a table, student database table, if two attributes we're going to consider is ID and name, whether this thing is both can be functionally dependent or not. That only we're going to see it in this particular video. Let's go inside. So first we're going to see the definition of functional dependencies. Functional dependency is nothing but the constraint that specify the relationship between the two sets of attribute or more than the two sets of an attribute. And also by using this thing, whether we can accurately determine the values in that particular set or not. If we can determine accurately, then we can call it as the particular relation is the fully functional dependencies. Otherwise, this we couldn't able to consider this is a functional dependencies. So how we can denote the functional dependencies means here we're going to consider the two attributes, that is x and y. Here arrow mark shows that particular function is the fully determinant or not. That can be shown by the arrow mark. So this arrow mark is nothing but the dependency arrow mark. So here x is nothing but the determinant and y we can call it as a dependent. For example, x determine the value of y, then we can call it as that particular relation is the fully functional dependencies. This is a general term for denoting the functional dependencies. So X is the set of attributes that is capable of determining the Y value. Then we can call it as this particular relation is the functional dependencies. Otherwise, we can say this is not a functionally dependencies. So because why we are identify this thing means we have to eliminate or we have to remove the redundant data present in the particular relation. So for example, here I quoted over here R is nothing but the relation. That particular relation can contain the four attributes, that is A, B, C and D. So and also I am giving the sum of the relationships, that is A can determine the value of B, B can determine the value of C, similarly C can determine the value of D, D can determine the value of A. Here all the left hand side we can call it as a left hand side of an attribute we can call it as a determinant, and right hand side of an attribute we can call it as a dependent. So now this is for the single entry, that is without any redundant data in the table. Then we can use this particular notation. Using this notation, we can able to determine whether it is a functionally dependent or not. If for example, if a table can contain more than two relations, more than two tuples can have the same type of the data, then how we can identify it means by using this particular formula, we can able to write a thing. So T1 is nothing but the tuple 1 dot their x value is equal to T2 dot x. That is T2 is nothing but the next tuple that having the same x value. So this both the thing will be equal means then definitely their T1 dot y must be equal to T2 dot y. So if this relation only satisfied means we can call it as that particular function is a fully dependent. So otherwise we couldn't able to say whether that is a thing or not. So because we have to the particular relation or a table must satisfy this particular relation. Here T1 is nothing but the first attribute. first tuples present in the particular table. This is the same next attribute that having the same value of x. If this both will be equal, definitely must their y value will be equal, then we can call it as that is a functional dependence. Otherwise, we can call it as an invalid functional dependencies. Now, let us see what is the thing and how we can identify with the help of the table. So next, going to see about the examples under the functional dependencies. So here I given one example. Okay, that is nothing but the roll number, name, marks, and department course, and also I am giving the 6 tuples entries in this particular table. So, and also I am giving the few relationship. So by using this relationship, we can identify whether it's a dependent or not. So in this example, I quoted over here because this is a first example you are doing. Definitely you have to know for that only and giving the relationship between an attribute. So this is the all or x, that is the determinant. So these all are the y attribute, that is a dependent. So these are the sample table, and also I am giving the sample tuple values. So first we're going to take it as a first example, that is a roll number and name, whether that is functionally dependent or not. Now we will check it out. So first we have to take the x value. Here x value is nothing but your roll number. So by using a roll number, we can able to identify the name or not in this particular table. So now if I call out the roll number 1, definitely their name is A. The roll number 2, their name is B. If I call out 3, definitely name is A. 4, B. 5, C. 6, D. So by using this thing, by using the roll number, we can uniquely identify the name. So this particular relation is the functional dependent. Next, we can consider name and roll number. So here, name. So I'm having, is there any return data or not? That we have to check. Yes, there is a 2 return data present in this particular table because there is a 2 entry is A. So now check T1.x, that is nothing but A. T2.x also A. So this both are equal. Then we have to check the y value. So here y value is, I'm going to consider as a marks. So if it is a y value here, mark is 78. Here also 78. So this is also equal. So this particular relation also functionally dependent. So is there any other return data? Yes, B also having the return. So while checking the x value is equal as well as y value is also equal. So this is also functional dependent. So this, while considering the name, by using the name, we can able to uniquely identify the mark. So this is a functional dependent. Now we can take it as a name and roll number. So while considering name and roll number, name is having a 2 entry. Here x value is equal. What about the y value? For one A, it will be a 1. The another A, it will be a 3. So this is not an equal. So according to our condition, this is not equal means this is not a valid functional dependencies. So similarly, we can consider this particular example. Roll number, name and marks. Here roll number and name we going to consider as both going to be taken as a x, that is a determinant. Here mark can be taken as a dependent. So while taking roll number and name, is there any repetitive content in this particular table? That is repeated tuples in this particular table? No, it is a unique one. So definitely if it is a x is a unique, so the y value must be a unique. So there is no need to check. That particular dependency is a functionally dependent. So next we're going to consider name, marks and department and course. So name, marks. So by using the thing, department course will be the same or not, that we have to check. First I'm going to consider name and mark. So name and mark A and 78. So is there any A 78? Yes, you are having another thing also same thing. If both this thing is here, it is a equal means definitely y value must be equal. So while considering its y value here, C is C1, here C is C2. Here this both is not an equal. So we can say name, marks tends to department course is not a valid dependencies. So here I have quoted the answer for this one. So those I marked as a tick mark, that is a fully functional dependent. I put the cross mark for the functionally not dependent thing. So this is the way we can able to identify the functional dependencies in the given relation. So this is a very important topic, because while removing the redundant data, first we have to identify whether relation is a functionally dependent or not. Then only we can able to remove that particular data. And also here I have also given the one more example for the understanding purpose. So you can able to use this thing, identify so what are the functional dependencies present in the thing, and what are the not a valid functional dependent, that you're going to identify the thing. So that's all about your functional dependencies. So in the next video, I'm going to teach you the how we can identify the candidate key, and by using the functional dependency, how we can identify the candidate key as well as the super key. That we will see it in the next my videos. Thank you.